All right, we're live. Hello.
What's
Welcome
going
back
on?
to the channel. Today I have Leroy from Blood, Sweat, and Sell. And we're going to talk about some tools. And first, I'm going to let some people come into the room or the channel, and then I'll say hi to some people. So Danica, she wants tool time. And first, I'm going to let some. Oh, no. Is that me or you? To the room or the channel, and then I'll say hi to. Is that you? Are you there, Leroy?
I'm there.
All right. Was that you or me? I don't think it
was me. It was me. Rookie move, guys. It was me.
Oh, man. And then Tommy, he says, I can't imagine much tool talk. Danica or Dan will be on Grubhub ordering food zoned out. I don't know anything about tools, which is why I wanted Leroy to come on. So he's going to do most of the tool talking, probably. D, hey, D. I'm at the flea market every weekend inside. There are tons of used tools sold outside. Oh, wow. And who else we got? We got Paul, right? Paul. It's Leroy takes over YouTube day. He's on all the lives. What's up, Chad? Gateway Pickers. Brickhouse Salvage and Antiques. Steve Forges. I'm sorry. I probably butchered that. Said, hey, guys. Jennifer. Jennifer Hayes. Hello. Joe the Philly Picker.
Is he new?
Yeah, he's new.
He's new to YouTube? No.
Yeah. Lauren, it's Joe's wife. Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Hi, Lauren.
All right. So, back by Silver. Don't you have to do some work before you take a break? Yeah, that's so this, my envision was when I first started YouTube was to do lives, and I was going to call my live the Reseller Break Room. And I've done 3 or 4 or something, but I was like, let me bring it back for today with Leroy. Oh, I have to say hi to Mike. Mike from the January
House. Is that another new guy?
Yeah, another new guy. We do we do a listing hangout every Wednesday. Joe, are we on your channel tomorrow, Joe? I can't remember. If they invite me on, they get a little angry when I do lives without them. Mike has an auction tonight if you guys are into auctions. Ken, I don't want to miss Ken. What's up, Ken? All right, and I'm going to say hi to people as they come in, but I want to get in because we're only going to talk for about an hour. And when I talked to Leroy and he wanted to talk about tools, I'm like, I don't know anything about tools. So he said, come up with 5 questions, and I came up with 8, and then I was talking with Mike and Joe, and then they helped me get 5 more. So I have 13 questions. So we'll get into it. First, I'm going to, before I have Leroy's Instagram and his YouTube channel down below in the description if you want to follow him. You do more on Instagram, right? But you have over 200 subscribers with, I think, 3 or 4 videos. But I'll let you introduce yourself, Leroy, so go ahead.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing today? My name is Leroy from Blood, Sweat, and Sell. I'm a reseller, born and raised out of Rhode Island, but now I live in South Carolina. I do flea markets, I do eBay, and a little bit of local Facebook. And I mainly sell tools, really like tools a lot. I've been talking about tools for a while on a bunch of different channels for almost a year now. And I really enjoy it. I don't know a ton about tools, guys, but I have been around a lot of tools. So there might be questions that I might not be able to answer 100%, but I can try to help you out the best that I can.
I think you'll be able to answer my questions. My questions on tools are pretty basic. But so you've been selling and reselling tools for a while. Well, like what got you into tools and why tools?
I've been selling tools for about 20 years. I started off selling at swap meets. It's like a man's flea market, like auto swap meets. And I had a landscape business for years. And I would sell off my older stuff to get new stuff or better stuff. And just sort of got addicted from there. And then people were telling me about yard sales. I could buy stuff at yard sales. And then I started doing the flea market. And then in the 90s, I started doing eBay. I've had a couple different eBay accounts. This one I've only had for about 6 or 7 years. But I've been doing eBay for about 20 years. Back when you'd mail the check in and They'd mail the check. You have to clear the check, and I was selling weed whackers back in those days.
Weed
So,
whackers.
yeah, yep, weed whackers and chainsaws, and then I got into hand
Ship
tools.
that stuff?
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
You ship a chainsaw?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep. And I would take I was a union laborer for about 15 years almost, and I learned a lot of tools working in the trades. I didn't work with a lot of them, but I was working with the electricians, the carpenters, the plumbers, the iron workers, just a lot of the other different trades. So I was able to learn a lot about a lot of
You're
different
around
things.
tools.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So I notice, well, not notice, but when I go out to like garage sales and stuff, I always think video games and then tools. But like I said, I literally know nothing about tools. So if I was gonna go to a garage sale, the only thing I know to look for is like Craftsman or Snap-on. That's like basically what I've heard of. So
Yeah.
if like where's the best place to start if you want to start like learning tools, having not been around tools ever? Like I just don't know anything about tools.
If you don't know anything about tools, you don't want to get caught buying stuff that you're not sure of. You go to a yard sale. I mean, look them up. But like he said, Snap-on and Craftsman. With me, I have some over here, but with me, a lot of oddball stuff. So you normally see a wrench, and this wrench here, it's straight on the one end, but then it's curved here. So
Okay.
This is a specialty wrench. Okay.
Okay.
It's not anything special, but it's a specialty wrench where you can get into hard areas and stuff like that. The stuff that you're not normally used to seeing, those are the type of tools that you want to look up first. A normal set of pliers or needle nose pliers, these are curved needle nose pliers. So these here you can grab them at different angles for mechanics and stuff like that. Those are the things that I look for. I look for stuff that's not exactly your normal looking tools. This is an extended one, stuff like that. And then you get into like sockets. If it's US made socket, there's always a resale value. If you can get a bunch of them in a lot, that's always good. So if you go to a yard sale and they have Williams, there'll be small sockets that say Williams. Those are good. There's Proto. Proto is another good socket. These are American made sockets. Mac is another good socket. SK Tools, that's another good socket. There's a big area with tools. So you do have to pay attention, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go out and buy a few of them. If you can spend $10 and it's not going to hurt if you buy a couple things, buy them.
So that wrench you showed, like how much does something like that sell on eBay? Or do you just sell do you sell that on eBay?
Yeah, I have a set of those. It depends. If that was a Snap-on, it'd be about a $40 wrench.
Okay.
Yeah. This one's not, but I'm going to put it as a lot.
Your lot? Okay.
Yeah, because I have a half a set, almost a whole set. So I bought a toolbox full of different tools. Okay. And if I can get a toolbox for $15, $20, I'll go through the toolbox and I'll separate stuff. So I'll put some of the Craftsman stuff to one side. That's also not a bad way to get into it. Just you see a toolbox. If you can get the whole thing cheap, give some to your kids or whatever, and just research it. Just research some of it.
Okay, so if you bought so my biggest fear is if I bought like a toolbox, if I'm buying it from someone who like they know what they have, and then they're gonna kind of not scam me, but they're gonna get the better end of the deal there. Is it just something that it's just worth a chance to as a learning curve, and then you kind of learn?
Again, on that, Dan, you got to go where you got. You don't buy anything if you're not sure. If you're not sure, don't buy it. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say because I'll buy stuff a lot, but it just was as far as coming to like what was the second thing you showed me?
The pliers.
The pliers. Like to be honest, if I saw that, I would probably walk right by it because I would think it was
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm not going to say those pliers are worth any more than $6 or $7,
mhm.
but if you see 3 or 4 of them together, you can lot them together.
So is it better to lot these tools up or sell
I
them?
actually separate most of my tools.
Okay.
I sell most of my tools as used. I put replacement on my header, so I'll put Craftsman socket, the size, where it's made, and then I'll put used replacement part. So a lot of
Okay.
times too, somebody will lose a Craftsman socket. They're trying to fix a set or build a set, and they'll need just a specific socket or
Okay.
or
So
open and wrench or screwdriver.
so same thing. Like I sell board games, and if I'll sell board games, and I'll part it out but I'll sell a game. I'll sell it in a whole. If I have the whole game, I'll sell it. But if not, sometimes it's worth. I know. I always talk to January House Mike, and he was just telling me today he was parting out a Cuisinart, like a food processor. So it's
Yeah.
the same concept with tools.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So it's just like everything else. I mean, I should invest if I can find it. I'll invest a little bit of money, and then I'll have to, a trial by error.
Yeah.
If I don't know anything, because there's good money. I mean, you can make decent. People always need tools, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, mechanics. Then you get into some of your plumbing stuff where there's rigid and channel lock. You get into some of the clamps, vice grip clamps. So you figure every trade has a specific tools that they use in that trade. So when you say tools, it's such a huge circle.
Yeah.
It's not just like I
So
said.
it's niche down.
Yes, sir.
It's like a niche down.
Yep.
Okay. So which ones do you like? I mean, I guess it's kind of broad. It's just like whatever you come are like hand tools or like building tools. Like I don't know if you build something. I mean, which one would be they're all good, but which more is plentiful to find? Where I guess where do you source at?
I source at yard sales. I source at state auctions. There's a difference between estate sales and estate auctions.
Okay.
Estate auctions, you stay there for the day pretty much, and they have box lots, and they'll have a whole bunch of tools in a box, and you bid on them, and you get a little number. I have tags here from the last auction I was at, and I get a little card at the end of the auction saying what I bought. I bought a bucket full of nails and hardware for $40. Craftsman's tools, a toolbox, Craftsman toolbox for $40, an anvil for $30, and I buy it in lots.
So they put it all in a big box and you bid on it, and that's how you got it.
That's how I like. That's my favorite. And then of course when I go to the flea markets, cherry picking stuff is always fun too. I don't do a lot on yard sales. I do okay, but flea markets and estate sales.
Okay. Here, I'm going to say hi to a couple more people because I think I've ran through like 4 of my questions already. So I saw Forever Best Friend. Thanks for stopping by. Barter Mania. What's up? Sup, y'all? What's up, man? Who else? I'm Brad. What's up, Brad? And Dan, another Dan the Answer Man says, hey, Dan and Leroy. Steve-O. What's going on, Steve-O? I think, did I ask you what platforms do you sell on? I sell
eBay, and I sell at flea markets.
Okay. Have you tried like the Macari? I was gonna look up Macari, like if they had tools on there, but I just never.
I've looked it up and I did see some on there, but I don't sell on there. I normally sell at the flea market, and I sell once in a while. I have like maybe 15 things listed on Facebook pickup.
Oh, okay. Like that's okay.
Local Facebook.
Do you source from Facebook Marketplace?
I don't. Once in a while, but it's not really a go-to. Like I said, I do storage units. I try to keep it down to like 4 a year. So, but that's I don't get a lot of tools out of those. But
people seem to kind of like their tools, right?
Yeah.
Go
ahead. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
What tool have you used that you thought you almost were going to hurt yourself with? Because you've had to use a tool once or twice.
Yeah, I use screwdrivers. I mean, a wrench. I used to go like bike riding, and I would have to take the wheel off my bike to fit it in my car. So I would take off like a wrench, I guess. I mean, a hammer. I smashed my finger with a hammer before, and I have a scar. I have a scar on my hand. I don't know where it's at. My hand's all like dried out from the winter right now. But one of my fingers, I have a big old gash. Not a big gash, but I was making a tree house as a kid, and I smashed my hand with a hammer.
So are you a little more careful with the hammers now?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't build anything. The last thing I built, I used a butter knife for like a flathead screwdriver. I don't build anything. I put my bed together, but it came with it came with a little tool to build the bed. I don't put stuff together.
So there's different kinds of hammers, right?
If you tell me, I've probably heard of them.
So there's a ball peen hammer. It's flat on one side, and then one end is rounded a little bit.
Is that the one with the hook? And then there's the other one.
The one with the hook
it has a ball, like a little ball.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's a ball peen hammer, and then the one with the hook is a claw hammer, and then you'll see like a brass hammer or a hammer made out of lead. Those hammers you want to look up as well.
Okay.
I actually like hammers. Hammers is actually one of my favorite things
to sell. Hammers.
Yeah.
So, all these if a hammer, use a hammer as an example. If it doesn't have a brand, they always have a brand, or is there like a model number on there to look up?
So 90% of the tools that I buy, guys, has a model number.
Okay.
So I don't need to anymore, but I honestly can look up every tool. They all have like this here. It doesn't have the marking on it, but this is just a screwdriver, but it's a Mac screwdriver. And if I look at it with my loop, there it is. With my loop, it will have a number, has the model number right here. You guys can't see it because it's faded really bad. But that's pretty much, I'll look and see and make sure it has the model number on it. And it's sort of easy because it's some clothes like that a lot of people sell. They don't have, they'll have the size, but they don't really have a style number. Where a lot of the tools that I sell, they all have style numbers or model numbers or sizes. So that helps a lot. Most of your good tools are going to have a marking. They're going to have a marking from the company, a stamp. If it doesn't have a stamp on it, most of the time, I mean, some of them are getting cheaper now. Like Snap-on has some where it's not imprinted on it, and you can rub it off. But once you get into the tools and you know them.
Sorry. So D, I should have said this, but D asked the question, and anyone else wants to ask a question, you guys go right ahead, and I'll try to keep up because I think I have like 4 more questions because Leroy's answered all my questions. But she wants to know what brand do you always pick up when you see it?
Me, brand called Sterrett. It's
Sterrett?
Sterrett. It's a machinist tool.
Is it?
I mean, Sterrett or Brown and Sharp.
Brown and Sharp? I never heard of any of these.
Yeah.
I learned this stuff down too.
Yeah, and you'll see rulers with those names on them. Any, they're all metal. They're going to be all metal. It's all like measuring and stuff like that for machinist.
So like a ruler of that, does that sell too? Like a ruler?
A metal, if it's an all metal ruler, yeah.
Okay.
I have something here. I have a fluke meter. This is just the pouch. It's fluke. No, just this pouch on eBay. I looked it up. They're about $15 just for this empty pouch. This is for an empty one.
Oh wow!
This is something that you'll see at Goodwill.
Okay.
Somebody will take out the. They'll take out the. This is the manual. But even manuals and stuff like that, if you go to a yard sale and you see a fluke, this right here is, like I said, probably over that because the meter. Some of those meters are a couple $100.
So Steve-O has a question for you. It looks like it's some South Carolina smack talk. He wants to know if you ever come to the #1 flea market.
No, he's talking about USA 1. I have been there, Steve-O. I went there last year sometime on a Wednesday, but I'll message you on Instagram.
This Bear Hardcore Picker wants to know: have any luck with vintage Snap-on, vintage Mac, etc.? Get a premium or just as much as their contemporary versions?
The older stuff gets more money. I
So,
just
okay.
listed a socket today. I already put it in the bin. It was a small 1/4 inch socket. It was a star socket, and I listed it for $25.
Really?
Yeah, it was just a old. I don't want to jump up because then I won't get down.
Right.
But yeah, and I back in the day, I was at a yard sale, and this actually was a yard sale. It was a tool yard sale, and the guy had Snap-on toolboxes and all these Snap-on tools and everything. And I was like, how much for that little box right there? It was a little Snap-on box, small red box, probably a little smaller than a lunch box, the old lunch boxes. And it was loaded with all these little hooks, and they all said Snap-on on them, but they had all these little hooks and these little springs. And I was like, what is this? Well, I paid $45 for that box. It was a Snap-on carburetor repair toolkit to repair carburetors.
Oh, nice.
And so a lot of all small. They had small sockets and with Philip. I mean, I made a boatload of money. I sold the box, just the box alone, for $300.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
If you see if any of you guys go to a flea market, yard sale, or any of your family members' house, and you see any small toolboxes, metal boxes, if it says Snap-on on it and it's fancy, like old fancy lettering, if you can get it cheap, get it. If you can't get it cheap, Instagram me so I can look at it. There's long boxes for sets. They're SK empty SK green boxes. They're green. They're long. You'll put all the sockets in them. Mm-hmm. Some of those boxes I sell for $20-$30.
Oh wow, that's good. A little bit farther on vintage stuff. So if you find a vintage piece, do you clean that up or do you just sell it like as is? Did Leroy freeze? Did I freeze?
With some tire spray. I use foam spray to clean a lot.
Can you hear me, Leroy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I don't know if I froze or you froze. One of us froze.
Okay. I use foam spray for a lot of cleaning, like tire foam spray.
Wait, hold. Susie says you froze. So once you start back. So you clean vintage tools.
So I don't mess with a lot of them. Some of them I do. Some of them I don't.
Okay. And then you said there's a foam or something. Yeah,
I use just the tire foam that you use for your tires, just the white foam.
Yeah.
I use that to clean all my tools because that gets off grease and dirt.
Okay, so you want to take that stuff off. It's just I get a little not nervous, but a lot of times, like the older stuff, people they leave it alone.
I clean it up enough so the picture looks decent.
Okay.
And then I leave it alone.
Okay.
Some people they'll clean up the hammers and they'll refinish them pretty much and then sell them that way. I don't mess with them.
And do you mostly sell hand tools, or do you sell like? I know you said you sold like, or I guess is a chainsaw a power tool?
It is. That was back in the day. I mean, if I get them cheap, yeah, I'm gonna sell them. But I sell mainly my passion is with hand tools.
Just hand tools. And are they? Is it used, or do you ever like try RA or anything like that, like retail arbitrage with tools?
Can you repeat that? I was reading the chat.
Oh, okay. Do you just do like used hand tools like that, or do you ever try retail arbitrage?
Around Christmas time, when I'm at the flea markets, I'll buy from October until Christmas. I'll buy a new and package.
You'll buy new and package.
So I can have some from my eBay store, but 90% of the time it's used old.
Okay.
No, not even old. I mean, they're all workable tools.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people I would think that it's the tool. They don't really care if it's because it's gonna get dirty anyway. They want like a halfway decent. I'm assuming. they want a deal, not really, right? Or if it's a specialty item. That's how I think, because I feel like every tool is gonna get dirty anyway, so they really don't care if it's someone.
Yeah, and they'll clean it the way they put different. When you get into the specialty stuff, they use certain oils.
Okay.
They really, really, really get into them. So I try not to. I try not to get too far into it. I use them for workable tools. I don't sell them as a collectible tool. My stuff I always put in my listings. This is a really nice item. It's used, has a little bit of dirt, could use a cleaning. Please look at pictures closely.
So the people, they buy tools to collect them?
There are some parts of tools that people use to collect. A lot of the smaller stuff. So you'll see very small pliers or very small, yeah. Goodness, I'm sorry, guys. I'm nervous over here, and I'm talking to Dan. I shouldn't be nervous.
What does that mean? I told Lee. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off, but I told Leroy before we started I was scared. I was gonna throw up. That's what I like to do. Is if I have a live with someone, I want to make sure that I make them feel comfortable by telling them how nervous I am, and then I'm going to throw up.
Then you throw up. Well, to answer that question, a lot of the smaller tools are 1/4-inch ratchets and 1/4-inch sockets. Those a lot of people collect. A lot of the smaller stuff, some of it is collectible.
Okay. And so going just back to a little more sourcing, because I source a lot from like thrift stores and stuff, but I don't see a lot of tools. Do you go to Goodwill and look for tools, or do you just sell tools? Do you sell other stuff in your store?
I sell other stuff, but 90% of my stuff is tools.
Like what other stuff do you sell in your store?
Once in a while I'll sell sneakers, or if I go to I know some stuff. Like I sold a pair of Jordans a couple weeks ago. They were size 16, 17, and they were mint. And I said to the guy, "How much for those?" He goes, $20. I said 15. He said, "No, $20." I said, "All right, I gotta go." I walk back by. I come back. He's like, "All right, I'll do them for 15." I sold them in 2 days for 100 and change.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I could go and source a bunch of that stuff. I moved to this area because I knew it was very plentiful on everything, but I don't have passion for it. You could see it when you see me talk about tools. You've talked to me. Look at my face; it's red. Tommy picks on me. Everything else.
Yeah, I mean, people always ask me like, what do I sell, or what I sell. I don't have anything specific I sell, and I'm trying to learn a little bit of everything. And I know like that's the one thing I go look for. When I started garage sales, like I said, it was like, okay, video games, and the next thing is tools. But I literally am looking at the tools, and I'm like, I don't know if this is worth anything, and then I just kind of walk away. And like this last summer, I looked at like, oh, let me try some golf clubs, and then literally this guy was just like, oh, buy this club, and I was like, okay, so I bought it. I mean, I just don't know about stuff, so it's, I mean, but I'm, it's cool to learn to find it, and if it's gonna make me if I can learn it and make some money, because it's all, when I first got into reselling, I was thinking about stuff to sell. I saw you on Harry Tornado's video, and you were talking about like it was easy to ship. Like tools are easy to ship too, right? I mean, like the hand tools and stuff, right? I mean,
yeah. If you look at my Instagram or you look at my rack right there with all my stuff, I mean that's like 300 or 400 items worth of stuff, and it's on 3 shelves.
And you have to keep it all organized, right?
I keep it all organized.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to have your inventory. You have to have your inventory.
It's funny you say that. I got a small story, if I could say it. None of my stories are small, but
sure, because I only have like 3 more questions, so
that's okay.
Clear a story.
So I'm on YouTube, and I'm talking to people. I've done a couple interviews already, and I see this guy, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have a tool talk tonight. There's gonna be this show. I'm gonna have this guy on. He knows a lot about tools." And he knows the story. He's in the chat. And I said, "Oh, really?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, so I messaged him. I was like, "Hey," I was like, I know about tools as well. If you ever need to know anything, feel free, give me a message on Instagram. So he has a show. After the show, I looked the guy up that he had on the show. I messaged him. I said, "Hey, you sell tools?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, hi, you live in South Carolina?" He's like, "Yeah." It's Julian, just so you guys know. Julian the drift machine. That's the guy I'm talking about.
I skipped him there.
Yeah.
All right.
So he was like, yeah, I've been selling tools for a while, blah blah. He's like, I was watching a video with Harry Tornado, and he had this guy on, and he was at his warehouse, and he had all these tools, and I was like, yeah, that's me. That's me. And then I've gone on a couple different bunch of different channels, and we talk about it briefly, but a couple of times I was in a couple of chats and people were like, hey, ask Julian, he knows about tools. And I decided then that I needed to start explaining more about tools. Not saying that Julian doesn't, because Julian knows a lot about tools as well, but I'm like, I'm selling myself short because I'm not explaining. I have a passion for it. I love tools. I've been around tools for so long, and this other guy's getting the clout. So I was like, I didn't know. I was just like, you know what? I need to start explaining more and going on shows and showing different tools. So when you guys go to different places, you know what certain stuff is.
So you're going to start doing some videos.
I am soon. I got some in the works.
Yeah. Leroy, Julian says, thanks to Leroy, he got me into this.
Do you know what this is?
It looks like an anvil.
Yes.
I got it right.
Yes. It's a mini.
I watch cartoons.
I'm sorry. You watch cartoons? Roadrunner. A lot of Roadrunner.
Yeah.
But Julian, thank you for that. You've given me a lot of passion, and now I'm finally talking about
a lot of people, because I think a lot of people like. I mean, I would to like tool. I mean, I think people.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And your passion is for tools. So if you for your YouTube, I mean, I think it's a great idea. When I talked to you before, I was like, oh, you just have to do one what sold video a week of your tools, or your top 5 tools you sold this week. Or I know you do Instagram. That's where you do a lot of Instagram, right?
I do a lot of Instagram.
Yeah. And I see you on there when I'm on there. I'm really bad at Instagram, so I'm more on YouTube. And I've always heard that they don't really, it's hard to like merge those two. People are on Instagram or people are on YouTube. Yeah. So as long as you're doing it over there, you get it. But I think people on YouTube would like it. It doesn't, I mean, I know you do that. You do the show with
East Kentucky. I don't know if Jennifer or anybody, maybe Mo or Jennifer, they could put the link in. I'm on an East Kentucky Pickers YouTube channel on Thursday nights. We're going to be on our 3rd episode, and the name of the show is Tools of the Trade. Mm-hmm. And he does a segment, and I do a segment, and it's actually becoming a really good show. I really, really enjoy it. And thanks to Julian, I hate to keep putting his name out there, but everybody kept saying Julian, and I know he's told me that he learned, he should get into tools because of me, and I'm like, oh no, I can't let this happen. I got to put myself out there. So.
Julian says money for tools.
Yeah. But if you see anything small like this, like this one's about $150.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's what it is? It's an old train track.
A shooting track?
An old train track. It's a train track that somebody made into an anvil.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I had one.
Thank you, Angie. She put the tools of the trade on there.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I had an anvil. I'm not an anvil, a piece of train track at the flea market this weekend. Mm-hmm. And I got it for free. I brought it to the flea market. I put it on the table for $30. It was just a big piece of a track. Just a train track, a real train track. I sold it to the guy for $30. You know how much you sold it for at the end of the day?
How much?
$160.
Really?
I was devastated. I was so mad. But, those are things that you need to look out for.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think I almost got all my questions. Anyone else in this chat have a question for tools? Because I do have. You were mentioning. You mentioned like if I buy a tool, like I bought a toolbox, just to look through it if it was full of tools to just sell it. And since you've been mentioning Julian a few times, I watched a live, I think, with Julian and Kat, or it was Kat.
Yeah.
She got the information from Julian. However, it was Kat bought like this toolbox, and her strategy was to buy the toolbox and all the tools inside of it. But she's gonna make her money back from selling the toolbox or the tool chest.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it that's so people buy that, and is that a good strategy?
That's not my strategy, but that's the strategy.
I mean, it works. I mean, will it work? I mean, do people still buy?
You got to be careful with the toolboxes, because if they're broken or damaged, you're going to spend more money in repair, and shipping is another thing with that. But with a lot of those toolboxes, and I've said this before, you can take pieces off. If it's an old vintage box, you can take pieces off and sell the pieces.
Part out the toolbox.
To the box itself. That's mainly if you're dealing with Snap-on, guys. If you're dealing with a Snap-on box, the labels, you can take the label off. You can make money off the label. Want to say what's up to Flippin' Sports Guy, and I seen Prison of Profit in here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people. Summers came in here. Hey, Renee, I think I might have missed you when you first came in. What's up, Dante? Thanks for everyone coming. You got all the South Carolina people in here. You got all of them. Where are you from? Where do you live at?
I'm from Rhode Island, but I live in South Carolina.
Where do you live at? I just asked you. You live in Spartanburg?
278, I'm not telling you, lane on whatchamacallit Avenue.
Is it Spartanburg? Do you live in Spartanburg?
Yeah, I live in Spartanburg.
Okay, because I talked to you, because I used to live in Simpsonville, so outside of Greenville.
Yeah.
So I always like when I see you guys on. I get so jealous when I see like Dante at those Amazon places and stuff like that.
I live closer to that store than he does.
Oh, do you? I get so jealous because I'm like, oh man, I could. And then like watching Josh, the Goodwills, their prices are so like affordable to resell. And like Steve-O, oh my gosh! But anyway,
I've been to the outlet store with Dante so much that I know his intro better than he does. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dante, and today I'm with Dan the Man.
What's up, Red Dirt Picker? How you doing? I did see a question. Let me find out where. But if you follow any of my lives, okay, here it is. I think Angie had a question. What tool brand should I always pick up? So let me see if I can, because she came in a little late, and so we answered that, and we'll see how good I did on my notes. Your favorite brand you would find would be Starrett, right? Was it right?
Yeah, Starrett is my favorite.
Or
Brown and Sharp.
Brown. Oh, that's one thing. Okay. Brown and Sharp. And then I always look for Craftsman and Snap-on.
Yep. Rigid
is a brand?
Yep.
Okay. Williams
is a socket. Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's a socket. These are specific.
Yep.
Okay, so they don't I won't find like a Williams wrench. It'll be a socket.
Yeah, you'll find
a
wrench or a Williams ratchet. If you see a Williams ratchet, grab it, because a lot of those things are not worth a ton of money. There's a few that are going to be your pieces that are going to surprise you, bring a bunch of money in. But they're bread and butter. They're definitely bread and butter for what you're going to spend. You're going to spend $1 or $2, and you're going to make 15, 8, 10. They're easy listings and they're quick ships.
And then Mac was another one.
Mac.
Is that MAC or MACK? MACK.
MAC.
Okay. And then let's see. SK was the other one I have down.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's a question in the chat from Chuck.
Oh,
Chuck, Husky is okay if you can find like a set, or if you can find like any kind of set is better. There are some Husky ratchets that might bring $30. Some of the old vintage ones, but that's about it.
Julian, he sold a rare Williams wrench finish for $30.
For $30. Yep. And a lot of that stuff, you got to remember, yes, there's a collectible side of it, but there's also a usable side of it. So people are going to buy them to use them. You know, or you might go to a yard sale or a flea market and somebody will have a whole box of tools and they want $20 for it. Listen, if you have your son with you, if you're a woman and you can't carry it, grab it, put it on Facebook. Put the tools on Facebook. If you don't want to be bothered with them, put it on Facebook. Take your hair from 20 and sell it on Facebook for 65. Out the door.
Chad has a question here. Any of the self-owned tool companies that you see outside commercial garage? Does that I don't know what that means to me.
I don't.
Do they have like? Are there different? Are there like? I think if I'm I don't know if I'm understanding this right, but if are there different? If you're in like a commercial garage, are there different tool companies that they buy different tools there, like that are worth more than if I just bought something to use at my house?
Yeah, there's some custom stuff. There's some custom stuff, but that I need him. I need Mac. Yeah, Mac, Snap-on, Maco. Yes, etc. Yes. A lot of the smaller stuff you want with those. Besides those, again, Proto is another good one. And then you get into some of your pliers and stuff. It's pretty much that stuff.
Okay.
That he mentioned, yeah.
And then there's Tommy. Tommy says some are do eBay have Veros for any of these? He said a few years ago he tried to list a Mac or a Matco or something, and eBay yanked it. Have you ever had any issues with that?
I've never had any issues with that, and I've been selling tools on eBay for a long time.
Have you sold Matco?
Yes.
You know Matco?
Yes. Tommy, I have, and I've never had a problem with that. There's not many fakes either, but there are some stuff that I have seen fakes. So
like fake tools?
Yeah, like bootleg.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen bootleg at the flea market one time. I saw bootleg Craftsman tools.
Really?
Screwdrivers. Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Like how much is a Craftsman tool driver? Like if you went and bought a brand new Craftsman tool screwdriver, how much does that cost?
If you went to go buy a whole set, I don't know what the price is. I'll say it's $80.
Okay.
If you buy a 12-piece set for $80, so they'll have a fake one and they'll sell for $40. You know,
it seems like a lot of work to fake that. What's up, Eric?
No, because it's all made over in China and they just put the name on it and the name's not legit. It's just like you would think the same thing about any of the pocketbooks and stuff, you know?
Are they easy to spot that? I've never heard it. I mean, I've
spotted them because I'm around a lot of tools.
Oh, that's kind of scary because I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't know if I wouldn't know a real one from a fake one, I guess, because I have never seen I mean, most of the time I've seen like a fake Jordan because I've seen real Jordans before.
Yeah. But I want to thank everybody in the chat that came out. I mean, I think there's over 30 people there's 40 people here. This is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, like when you said like talk about tools, I'm like, oh man, I don't know anything about tools, but you know what? I'll learn. Like, I mean, it's interesting to learn out because I didn't know like fake stuff. Eric says that those Craftsman you got look a little
Craftsman's. Yeah, Craftsman's. If you guys want Dan and I to do another show in about a month, put one in the chat. Put one in the chat.
We got flipping accountant. What's up, Justin? What is this? Am I missing any questions or anything? Do I have another question? I asked you where you sell at. I asked you.
Dan, I see a lot of ones in the chat. Dan.
Do you really? Oh wow! We'll have to go find some tools or think of more questions about tools.
I can answer 100 questions.
Well, think of something I haven't asked you because I literally don't know about tools.
I like asking you questions about tools because it makes you learn.
Well, that's the best way to learn stuff is to, well, I guess you're supposed to. The best way to learn stuff is to teach people. So I should be teaching you about a tool.
Oh, goodness.
But I don't know anything. What are you listening? Oh, wrong show. So give me something I haven't asked that you would think that I should know if I want to sell tools or find tools.
Should I buy a tool that's oversized?
Like big. My strategy thinking if I was going to buy tools, I was going to go start with like the smaller tools so I don't get hosed on shipping and stuff. Because I would think if something was oversized or it was heavy, man, I feel like I'm going to get just crushed with shipping. So, but the bigger ones, the most thing I used to be nervous about selling on Facebook Marketplace, but I've done it. I bought so many stuff on Facebook Marketplace that I'm comfortable selling on Facebook Marketplace now. That if I find a big something like that, I would try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace.
There is a question in the chat from Chuck. Chuck, yes, you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Chuck asked, does Vintage Stanley have any value? There's a whole nother category, and that's
that is a brand I've heard of.
Planes, the wooden planes, to shave wood, to shave door frames, to make different things. That's a whole nother animal. That's like getting into the difference between hats and vintage hats. That I don't know much about. I do sell a lot of Stanley when I see it. If I can buy a wood plane or a metal plane, a small one, if I can buy it for $5, and the last month I've sold probably 3 of them for $30. Just small wooden. If you see a small metal plane that says Stanley on it,
like a plane?
They're called planes. They shave wood. Look them up after the show. I should have put some pictures. I don't think I have one that I can find quickly.
That's Stanley screwdrivers?
No, Stanley plane.
Plane.
A wood plane.
I wish. What? Oh, yeah, that's what Chad says. A wood plane.
Yeah.
And then, Julian says Stanley Bailey planes, money in the bank.
Yep.
That's how you spell it. You spell it like that too. Planes, like a flight, like.
Yeah, like just how Julian has it.
Okay. I was trying to look because I had bought a PlayStation 4 system, and I had some controllers, and I had a person. I put them up on Facebook Marketplace, and a person, they were trying to. They wanted to buy it, but they didn't have the money for it. And then they offered me a trade, and they're going to offer me. I was trying to figure out what tools they were. They were offering me tools for it, and they were going to give me a bunch of tools for one controller. So I wasn't looking to trade at first, but when he told me what he had, I looked him up on eBay, and then that brand, I can't remember the brand. I was trying to look it up right now. It looked like it sold okay, but just from talking to him, it seemed like all of a sudden he was changing his story. So that was like one way I was like, if I could get into some tools this way, that would be kind of cool. That's my thought process on trying to find some tools that way. Yeah. But I have no help there because I don't know what brand it was. I can't remember.
There's somebody in the chat, Bear Hardcore Picker. Yes, he said, and that is true. There are some wood planes that are 4 figures.
Really? Oh wow.
Yes. Yep.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, Matt, how are you, sir?
No shipping full size lathe. Did I say that right?
Lathes. Yeah, don't ship a full, but take it apart though. If you were to get a cheap lathe, a lathe is the big things. They make bats, and you can turn wood, and then they shave it down to make like legs for tables or chairs or vases and stuff like that. A lot of those parts are worth good money.
Okay. So those big ones you would take apart. Okay.
I would take apart and sell them that way. I would try to sell the body and stuff locally, and then the handles and the nuts and bolts and stuff I would sell online. I don't really get into that too much, but if it falls on my lap, I'm taking it.
Hey, nice life. Yeah, I was trying last night. I was looking through HiBid trying to look for some see if there's some tool lots. I couldn't really. I wasn't finding anything. I was trying to get some examples to see if I could see what I was looking for.
Estate auctions. I can't say it enough. I've told Julian, and I still think he hasn't been. But estate auctions is.
Now, do you find those the same place you find estates? Like it's. I know they're different, but like is that a site? Estate auctions? Like how do I find an estate auction?
Auctionzip.com.
Okay, they're on that site.
Yep.
I haven't. Oh, go ahead.
I only giving out my secrets, but it's not a secret.
Yeah, we're also not. Well, I mean, do they? Oh, I don't know. Do you bid on the stuff online, or do you?
Oh, well, they do online stuff, but I like the
Oh, you
local
got
one.
all your South Carolina guys in here, so you can't be giving out all your.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. It's okay. I'll teach them. They teach me. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. If I'm afraid, then I need to switch to something else.
I have to shamelessly plug my channel now because I have Jersey Gypsy says she can't keep up with someone who Paul said that you're on all the lives. I did a live yesterday on Philly Picker's channel. We're doing my live today. I'm doing a live tomorrow with Philly Picker. Thursday I have Tommy and Tracy coming on my channel, and then Friday I don't think I'm doing a live, but I'm for someone who's scared to death of lives, I'm sure doing a lot of lives this week.
And he's doing a great job at it, guys, too.
Thank you. Well, guys, hit the thumbs up for me then. Mo says it's time to move to South Carolina.
No.
Did I miss any questions? If you guys had a question, but here I think Eric asked one. Hand tools versus power tools. Which do you prefer? I'll answer. Leroy prefers hand tools. That was one of my questions, Eric. I know you were busy. You came in a little bit late. But I was curious about that because I'll tell you why. Because I don't know who I was watching because I consumed some reselling videos and they were talking about that power tools. A lot of times power tools are, I think it's power tools or drills or something that you can't really compete with the prices that are offered for if you retail arbitrage buy stuff. So does that make any sense? Am I making any sense?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're too busy reading the chat. Well, forget it.
When Tommy goes in the chat, it's just like,
oh yeah. Oh, what's Tommy saying? Dan will have his hours this week. That's the plan. That'd be awesome. I had plans for I was gonna do a video the other day, and then I had some stuff go on, and then I was doing this today, and then Tommy and Tracy, I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna take a little break from my videos this week and do some lives. So that sounds like fun.
But you were asking me about retail arbitrage.
Oh, well, I was kind of saying that I have heard from just watching. I don't have any facts to back it up, but like if you go buy retail arbitrage or like power tools, a lot of times you can't beat the prices because I see that stuff when I go look at if I'm looking at Lowe's or like a Home Depot or we have Menards. I don't know if you have Menards by you. And you look at their prices, like the drills and the power tools they always have seems like really good sales on that stuff. And like you can't, I felt like I've heard that you can't keep up with the prices too. They give too much of a good price there that there's not really room. There's no money there.
There's no money there.
Okay.
If you go to somebody's house and they have an old tool in a box and there's chargers and batteries, you could piece that out. And every charger for most of that stuff, I have this box here. This is another name. This is Hilti.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that one before.
Yep. This is a very good name as well. And just this box alone, I can get about $30 for it. I took everything out of the box and sold it piece by piece.
Oh, really?
And I bought this.
You sold the box separate.
Yeah, I sell the box separate. I bought this for $40 with everything in it. It had a drill, it had 2 batteries, and it had 2 batteries and it had the charger and the manual. I sold everything separate. I sold the manual separate. So the manual for $8. I sold the batteries. I didn't know if they worked or not. I put the original Hilti batteries. Not sure if they hold a charge. And I sold those for I think $35 for the 2 of them, and then they paid the shipping. And then I sold the charger for another $35 or $40, and then I sold the drill for $40.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have sold like the charger. If you can just find a charger, I found those at Goodwill, or the battery. Those sell well too. I found it. Shoot, I can't remember the brand again, but it was like a I think it was a Craftsman. It was a battery that it was new old stock, and I wasn't sure if it worked or not. Yeah. But it was sold comps. I sold it brand new for $70 some. Yeah. But I wasn't sure if it worked. I sold it and never heard back from the person. So hopefully it worked. But even that stuff, if you find just a battery, that'll sell, or just a charger.
Julian, thanks for stopping in. You have a great night, and we will catch you on your show tonight with the Nurse Flipper.
Oh, yeah. Bye, Julian. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for everyone here.
Yeah, this is, and I'm going to try to get Dan to do another show with me in about a month. I don't want to oversaturate you guys.
Let me ask this one. D has a question about any discontinued brands that we should look out for.
Ooh, I've never been asked that before.
That's a great question, D.
That's a very, very good question. I would say I don't know. There's a lot of you got to be careful with some of the DeWalt stuff. I'm going to tell
really?
you. I'm going to get
another brand I have heard of,
because you'll see an old DeWalt drill and you'll think that it's not worth much at all. They're usually not worth. The charge is worth the most out of all of them. The batteries, you got to be careful with the batteries. A lot of that stuff is discontinued because every other week Home Depot, Lowe's, and Walmart is making a new style. So every year the style is going to change. So you never want to put a lot of your money in that unless you're buying a big, huge pallet full of all that stuff brand new, but you want to get rid of it within 12 months. Because if you don't, the new model is going to come out and that price is going to drop. I've seen too many guys do it.
Chuck says I should study so Leroy can quiz me in a month. Bear has Bear Hardcore Picker, Sears brand. How about the Sears brand?
There's a lot of the older stuff, the V, when you start getting into the letter code, dash V dash, those, some of that stuff, the wrenches and the old quarter inch, that stuff is there's a little bit of money. I mean, $30-$40, and it would look like this on the tool itself. It would just have a V. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I can put you big on there too.
If you see them like that, or you might see them with the double lines. I just listed one today. I actually have one in front of me. You'll see like this with the double line.
Okay.
If you see those on a ratchet or in a bar, breaker bar, or even an extension, if you can get them for $2 or $3, you'll definitely make $10-15 on them. Okay. Sometimes even if they don't work. And if you go to a yard sale, guys, and you see, it looks like somebody's getting out of the trade. So looks like you see a lot of weird pliers and cutters and stuff, and you can get that stuff cheap. Grab it. That means they were a tradesman. That means they were either an electrician or, if they have a pouch with all the stuff in it, grab it. Because just the pouch alone, you can get decent money for. There's a leather pouch, Occidental, I think it's called. I don't know how to say it correctly, but I used to see the professional carpenters when I worked in the union, and they would buy $350 for these pouches. They had the straps, the leather straps, and then they have the work pouch.
So Mo has a question. How do you test old plugs? I don't know if he's because then he puts LOL. So I don't know if he's messing with me or messing with you, or if that's a real question.
Well, I'll tell you guys how to test old plugs. So a new plug would be for the show that I'm going to be doing with Dan in about a month. That's a plug for that show. But an old plug is for the show that we do on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. It's on Reseller Niche with that guy right there, Mo. We do a talk show in the morning, listing live. We list and we work. So if you guys want to come check it out, we'd really appreciate it. How's that, Mo? Is that a good enough plug?
Man, you didn't even let me plug because I was gonna. We have like a minute left, and I was gonna be like, "Oh, guys, you can follow." They don't
want us to leave. They said 3 more minutes.
We don't want to. If we're gonna do well, if you want to do this again in a month, I think we should talk tools on your channel because we need to get you to do some content. You're giving out all this information. You're not getting the rewards of people coming.
I want to bless all you guys. Leroy will take care of Leroy. You never have to worry about that. I want to take care of you guys. I just enjoy you guys, and I enjoy. Now I'm finally manning up because of Julian, and I'm talking about the thing that I really like instead of just saying, "Oh yeah, I sell tools. Yeah, tools are nice."
I think Jennifer. Oh, Angie agrees, and then Jennifer agrees.
Mo,
For sure, but
my teacher Mo is working on it with me.
I see. I saw you had a test. You did a test live the other day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to jump in. Well, I mean, it's hard to do the lives, but I think I think some what solds just to, if people see what you're selling, like for me, I definitely, if you had a what sold video of 4 or 5 minutes of what you sold,
yeah,
I'll see what you're selling, and then I can see what I'm out looking for stuff and just talking. You know what I'm saying? You put the pictures, you just put a picture up there and just 4 or 5 minutes, and you do one a week or one every other week, as long as it's I mean, no pressure, but I think that would go out. People love what sold videos. And for a guy like me who knows nothing about tools, and we had 40 some people in here, and I know there's some people in here that knew about tools, but a lot of people didn't. And I think that it would be nice. It would be something to watch.
Yeah.
Just like the wrench and the pliers. I mean, I swear I would just walk right by that stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really think about it.
No.
It'd be like, oh.
I'm gonna try to do some shorts. I think for the month of February, I'm gonna try to do some, because I can do shorts even though I don't have 1,000, right?
Yeah, anyone can do shorts.
Anybody can do shorts. I think that's what I'm gonna do to start, because I'm not worried about getting hours and all that. I just want to get comfortable first.
Oh yeah.
Then once I get comfortable, I'm gonna fly. But I gotta get comfortable first.
Yeah. See, I think you got a lot of people think it's a red dirt. I mean, I know Julian sells the tools, and then other people sell tools, but just if that's you're focused and you're passionate about tools, to just see tools coming up on to see what you're selling, I think you'd have some, like, I know you're not worried about the hours. I think you'd have some good luck with that stuff.
Yeah.
No pressure though. Flippy McFlipper saying, "Hey," says, "Great idea." There's another South Carolina guy, right, too?
I'm not sure. I think
he is too. I think he was playing.
There's like 15 of them in this game.
There's a lot of them.
I'll have people message me and they'll be like, "Hey, are you going to such and such a flip?" I'm like, "Who are you?"
Do you put your stuff on Instagram? What sold the stuff you do?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Then I don't. I am very bad at looking at Instagram. I haven't figured out what's better to watch, the stories or the feeds. But sometimes there's a lot of people that do feeds or stories, and then they'll do a bunch of them in a row, and then because I won't be on there, I don't get on there every day, and I'll be in their story, and then I like, all right, I can't watch anymore, and I'll click off, and then I'll go through my feeds. I honestly don't know how Instagram works.
I started Instagram as a stepping stone.
Yeah, which is good.
I almost have 1,000. I'm trying to get to 1,000.
Wow. Yeah, I know you're on there all the time. I mean, I see you around on there when I'm on there. But yeah, so as long as you're on there, I'll make sure I try to keep up on there. But so
Mo said, I think 50% of the resells live in South.
I think it's a great area. It's a great. I mean,
you guys have no idea.
Like the Southeast there, I think that's like the best spot for reselling. I swear it is.
I've said this before, and I literally researched for weeks where I was going to move in the South, and I chose this area. I have a Goodwill bins within 15 miles. I have about 4 or 5 bin stores within 30 miles. I have about 8 flea markets, and the what I sell, tools, they're very plentiful in the up in the mountains. A lot of people worked on tractors. They have hands working on tractors and trucks, and so, and there's going to be a lot of tools coming up, guys. I keep telling everybody this, and everybody's just sitting back, because I hate to say this, and I've said it more than once. Because of Corona, there's a lot of people that passed, and if anybody's lost anybody, I apologize, and my prayers go out to you. But there's going to be a lot of sales. There's going to be a lot of estate sales coming up in the spring. If we make it, out, there's going to be a lot of sales, because a lot of people passed, and a lot of those estates, they're all on paper. They're all waiting. So there's going to be a lot of tools. There's going to be a lot of vintage stuff. So keep your guys keep your eyes open. I can't say it enough, and nobody really talks about it besides me, but I wish people would just listen.
And then Flippy is from Flippy McFlipperson's from South Carolina. He wants to know where you're from. He's from Spartanburg. So yeah, it was awesome. All right, we're gonna wrap this up so you can get Leroy get on with his day, and then I'm gonna go do some of my stuff, I guess, or I don't know what I'm gonna do.
He's gonna go play with the dog and go get his. He's gonna get a kitchen sink, guys.
No, I have left. I made dinner for lunch or whatever. I made some chicken nuggets for lunch today. So I'm gonna go watch some videos, I guess, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. I listed this morning. I'll probably list some more. But thanks, Leroy, for coming on. I appreciate you taking the time, talk tools with me. Everyone in the chat, I really appreciate you guys coming on. If you guys want to follow Leroy, if he does a video, I put his link down there for YouTube or Instagram. If you follow him up on Instagram. What's up, Ryan? You missed it.
You didn't miss it. Just go back. You'll see it in the replay.
But everyone, take care. I'm going to slowly disconnect you from watching this live anymore. And you guys all have a great day.